Picture this, 1999. The supercar world belonged to Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Porsche, billion-dollar companies with decades of racing pedigree. And then, a 43-year-old Argentine immigrant, working in a shed in Modena, Italy, unveiled a hypercar that made those legends look outdated. His name? Horacio Pagani. His weapon? The Zonda C12. And the automotive establishment? They never saw it coming. Horacio Pagani wasn't born into wealth or racing dynasties. He grew up in Casilda, Argentina, a small town where kids dreamed of soccer, not supercars. But Horacio, he built scale model cars obsessively, studying Leonardo da Vinci's sketches like religious texts. By age 12, he wasn't playing with toys. He was engineering them. His philosophy, borrowed from da Vinci himself: art and science must walk together. And if you think his first hypercar was insane, wait until you see what he did 10 years later. A car so rare, only 10 exist on Earth. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. In 1982, Pagani moved to Italy with $20 in his pocket and a portfolio of impossible dreams. He landed a job at Lamborghini, not as a designer, but making coffee and sweeping floors. But Horacio didn't sweep floors for long. He pitched Lamborghini's CEO, Giulio Alfieri, a radical idea: autoclave carbon fiber construction for supercars. Alfieri's response: Pagani, go make ashtrays. Lamborghini, the company that built the Countach, told this genius to make ashtrays. That rejection? Best thing that ever happened to him. Fast forward to March 1999, Geneva Motor Show, and there it was, a silver spaceship that stopped the entire show cold, the Pagani Zonda C12. Journalists didn't know whether to write about a car or a sculpture. Exposed titanium bolts like jewelry. Carbon fiber weave visible through clear coat lacquer. You could see every strand. Quad exhaust pipes arranged like organ pipes, screaming Italian opera. And that interior? Leather, aluminum, and steampunk gauges that looked ripped from a 1930s aircraft cockpit. This wasn't transportation. This was rolling art. But how did we get here? 1992. Horacio Pagani walked away from Lamborghini and opened Modena Design, a consulting firm that built carbon fiber components for Ferrari and other manufacturers. But in the back of his workshop, literally a shed, Pagani was secretly designing his own hypercar, not to compete with Ferrari, not to prove Lamborghini wrong, to create automotive art. He named the project Fangio F1, honoring his hero, Argentine racing legend Juan Manuel Fangio. The supercar establishment had no idea a storm was brewing in that shed. 1992 to 1998. 6 years. While Lamborghini churned out Diablos and Ferrari pushed the F355, Horacio Pagani, with a team of 12 people, hand-built a hypercar in a workshop smaller than most garages. 6 years perfecting carbon fiber layup techniques. 6 years sourcing the finest materials from suppliers worldwide. 6 years obsessing over every rivet, every curve, every detail. This wasn't mass production. This was Renaissance craftsmanship applied to automotive engineering. But even genius needs power. Pagani approached AMG, Mercedes-Benz's performance division, with a proposition: give me your most violent V12. AMG responded with the M120, a 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12 producing 555 horsepower. 555 in 1999. For context, the Ferrari 550 Maranello made 485. The Lamborghini Diablo VT, 492. Pagani's first car made more power than legends. And AMG? They were so impressed they became permanent partners. 1997. Horacio Pagani flew to Argentina to show Juan Manuel Fangio, 5-time F1 world champion, national hero, his creation. Fangio, then 86 years old, sat in the carbon fiber chassis and wept. This is art, Horacio. Name it after me. Tragically, Fangio passed away in July 1995 before seeing the finished car. Pagani, heartbroken, renamed the project, not Fangio F1, but Zonda, after a warm Argentine wind that sweeps the Andes. But Fangio's spirit? Forever embedded in every carbon fiber strand. Back to Geneva. Ferrari had unveiled the 360 Modena. Lamborghini showed the Diablo GT. But their booths? Empty. Everyone was staring at the Zonda. That carbon fiber monocoque chassis, laid by hand in Pagani's proprietary autoclave, was lighter than a Lotus Elise with a V12. The exposed mechanical components weren't decoration. They were philosophy. "If it's beautiful, show it," Horacio said. Ferrari's executives, they stopped laughing. 1999 was the dawn of automated manuals and paddle shifters. Ferrari had the F1 transmission. Lamborghini was testing e-gear. And Pagani installed a 6-speed manual gearbox. A manual in a hypercar. Journalists asked, "Why no automated shifting?" Horacio's response: "I want drivers to drive, not play video games." That gearbox, built by SEMA, had gear ratios optimized for the M120 V12. Shifts felt like closing a bank vault. Mechanical, precise, violently analog in a digital age. 555 horsepower, 555, 7.3 liters of naturally aspirated Mercedes-AMG Fury. 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds. Top speed, 220 miles per hour. In 1999, Ferrari 550 Maranello hit 199. Lamborghini Diablo VT topped at 205. Pagani, with 12 employees, built a car faster than both. Let that marinate. How much does Renaissance craftsmanship cost? The Zonda C12 debuted at $320,000. Ferrari 550, $200,000. Lamborghini Diablo VT, $230,000. But here's the plot twist: buyers didn't care. Pagani wasn't selling transportation. He was selling wearable art you could drive at 220 miles per hour. Orders flooded in. Production capacity? 5 cars per year. 5. Not 500. Not 50. 5. Imagine you're Ferrari. You've dominated supercars since 1947. You have Scuderia racing pedigree. You have Enzo's legacy watching over Maranello. And then, some Argentine nobody who got rejected by Lamborghini parks a carbon fiber masterpiece 50 meters from your booth and steals your thunder. Ferrari's response? Silence. Lamborghini's reaction? Embarrassment. The guy they told to make ashtrays just made them look obsolete. Pagani didn't beat the establishment. He humiliated them with craftsmanship. Horacio Pagani kept a quote from Leonardo da Vinci on his workshop wall. "Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication." Ironic, because the Zonda looked impossibly complex. But study it closer. Every curve served aerodynamics. Every vent channeled airflow. Every exposed bolt was titanium, not decoration, but function. The dashboard, milled from a single aluminum billet with gauges reading like aircraft instruments. Complexity in service of simplicity. Leonardo would have approved. Here's the insanity. Pagani sourced components from over 5,000 suppliers worldwide. 5,000. For 5 cars per year. Brakes from Brembo. Suspension from Öhlins. Wheels from Oz Racing. Custom forged, center lock, weighing 7 kilograms each. Leather from a single tannery in Arzignano that supplied Hermes. Aluminum pedals machined in Switzerland. Exhaust tips welded in Modena. Carbon fiber pre-preg from aerospace contractors. This wasn't a car. It was a United Nations assembly of the world's finest craftsmanship, coordinated by 12 Italians in a shed. Every component chosen for excellence, not convenience. Still with me? Good, because Pagani was just getting started. Every automotive journalist who drove the Zonda C12 came back changed. Evo magazine called it a spaceship with a soul. Car and Driver said, "This is what God drives." Top Gear's Jeremy Clarkson declared, "The Zonda makes a Ferrari sound like a lawnmower." That AMG V12 howled to 7,500 RPM with a sound like tearing metal and angels screaming. The manual gearbox required strength to shift at redline. The steering, unassisted, weighed heavy, telegraphing every pebble. This wasn't a car for Instagram. This was a car for drivers. 1999 was the era of traction control and stability management. The Zonda C12, nothing. No traction control. No ABS. Well, optional ABS if you begged Pagani. No stability control. No safety net. 555 horsepower. 1,247 kilograms. Rear-wheel drive. Manual gearbox. Physics? Your problem. Journalists called it terrifying. Owners called it honest. Pagani called it the only way to truly drive. Let's run the numbers. Ferrari 550. Maranello, 485 horsepower, 3,900 pounds, 199 miles per hour, $200,000. Lamborghini Diablo VT, 492 horsepower, 3,700 pounds, 205 miles per hour, 230,000. Pagani Zonda C12, 555 horsepower, 2,750 pounds, 220 miles per hour, 320,000. 1,200 pounds lighter than the Ferrari. For $90,000 more, you got a car that made Italian legends look geriatric. Mass production? Never heard of her. Pagani Automobili built Zondas the way Stradivarius built violins, one at a time, obsessively. Each carbon fiber panel was inspected under UV light for imperfections. Each leather stitch was hand-sewn by Tuscan craftsmen. Each aluminum component was hand-polished to mirror finish. Production rate? 5 cars per year initially, later ramped to 10 when demand exploded. Ferrari made 37 cars per day. Pagani made 1 car per month. Speed? Irrelevant. Perfection takes time. Who bought Zondas? Not just wealthy enthusiasts, celebrities who understood art. JK from Jamiroquai bought 3. Formula One driver Rubens Barrichello owned one. Fashion designer Ralph Lauren, a man who collects priceless Bugattis, added a Zonda. These weren't cars for hedge fund managers who wanted badges. These were for collectors who understood the difference between expensive and priceless. October 2000, Pagani took a Zonda C12 to the Nürburgring Nordschleife, the most brutal racetrack on Earth. Result? The Zonda lapped in 7 minutes 44 seconds. The Ferrari 360, 8 minutes 5 seconds, 21 seconds faster than Ferrari's latest mid-engine masterpiece. And Pagani achieved this with 12 employees, a shed, and pure Argentine stubbornness. By 2001, Pagani had a 3-year waiting list. 3 years. Customers placed deposits, $100,000, just to reserve a build slot. Pagani could have ramped production, could have hired hundreds. Instead, Horacio said, "If we make too many, they become ordinary. I'd rather make 5 perfect cars than 50 good ones." So production stayed 10 per year. And the Zonda's legend? It compounded with every delayed delivery. The Zonda C12 wasn't just a car, it became a cultural statement. It appeared in video games like Need for Speed and Gran Turismo. Automotive photographers camped outside Pagani's factory hoping to shoot test mules. The Zonda proved that in the age of mass production and corporate automotive blandness, one man with a vision could still create magic. But Horacio Pagani wasn't content. The C12 was perfect for 1999. But this is a man who spent 6 years building his first car. So in 2002, Pagani unveiled the Zonda S, 600 horsepower. Then the Zonda F in 2005, 650 horsepower, inspired by Fangio. Each evolution wasn't just more power, it was refined perfection. Take a breath. Because we're about to talk about the ultimate Zonda. Just when everyone thought the Zonda had peaked, that 650 horsepower was the limit, Horacio Pagani proved something crucial. He wasn't chasing perfection. He was engineering it. And in 2009, he was ready to unveil his masterpiece. Geneva Motor Show, 2009. Pagani had spent a decade perfecting the Zonda. Over 135 variations had been built. And then, Pagani dropped a bomb. The Zonda Cinque. Cinque, Italian for 5. Why 5? Because Pagani would build exactly 5 units. In an era when Lamborghini made thousands of Gallardos, Pagani said, 5 is enough. Exclusivity level, weaponized. The Cinque wasn't just a Zonda with a fancy name, it was a weapon. The AMG V12, tuned to 678 horsepower. But power was only part of the story. Pagani developed a sequential manual gearbox, keeping the mechanical feel but adding Formula One shift speeds. The suspension, fully adjustable Öhlins dampers with titanium components. The body, carbo-titanium, a proprietary blend lighter than carbon alone. The wheels, magnesium alloy, 6 kilograms each. Weight, 1,210 kilograms, 37 kilograms lighter than the already light C12. How much does automotive perfection cost? The Zonda Cinque debuted at over $3 million. The Ferrari Enzo cost $650,000. The Bugatti Veyron, $1,200,000. Pagani charged more than a Veyron for a car with half the cylinders, and buyers? They fought for those 5 build slots. All 5 sold before Geneva ended. Why? Because you can't Xerox the Mona Lisa. 678 horsepower, 1,210 kilograms, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds, 0 to 100 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds. That carbo-titanium body generated 800 kilograms of downforce at top speed. The Nürburgring lap time? 7 minutes 24 seconds, 20 seconds faster than the C12. Only a handful of cars, Porsche 918, McLaren P1, have gone faster. And those came 4 years later with hybrid tech. Plot twist. Pagani built 5 more. The Zonda Cinque Roadster. Same specs, same price, no roof. Total Cinque production, 10 units. And their value? By 2015, Cinques were selling for over $6 million at auction. By 2020, $15 million. The original C12 from 1999? Worth $5 million plus. From 1999 to 2017, Pagani built 140 Zondas total. Ferrari built 7,000 Californias in less time. But every Zonda was unique. The Zonda proved that in a world of mass-market supercars, bespoke craftsmanship still mattered. From a shed in Modena to $15 million auction records, the Pagani Zonda proved that one man's obsession can rewrite the supercar rulebook. Horacio Pagani didn't beat Ferrari and Lamborghini with bigger factories or marketing budgets. He beat them with art, passion, and the stubborn belief that cars should be felt, not just driven. This is Supercar Chronicles, where we celebrate the rebels who refuse to compromise. If this story of Argentine audacity inspired you, hit that subscribe button. Next time, we're diving into another hypercar that embarrassed the establishment. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep chasing perfection.